What up, YouTube? It's your boy Kick Pookie coming in the house with another video. Talk about some big NFL. So we finally made it to game one of the NFL season. Is we haven't had football since February the second. We had a lot of hiccups in this. We finally I know that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Texans played on Thursday, but the real season started on Sunday. Um, but this is a new segment, and we're gonna go around the NFL, and I'll list you the teams that won in Game One. Well, in Game One was the Chicago Bears versus Detroit Lions. With the Bears pulled it off, the victory, 27-23. Now, then we in Game Two we had the Browns versus the Ravens, and it was 6-38, the Browns and the Ravens. In game three, it was the Colts versus the Jaguars. The Colts were 20, the Jaguars had 27. They I thought they were going to tank the season, because I thought they were going to be tanking for sure. But they pull out the victory. Mancho Manio, man, he pulled it off. They beat the Colts, and it was the debut of Philip Rivers from the San Diego, well, the LA Chargers, and and then we had in game. And then there was the Dolphins versus the Patriots. It was the kickoff of the Cam Newton era. Yeah, the score was 11-21. Cam Newton. You heard it from the Bears fans that we should have got Cam Newton. Like he's scoring all these touchdowns for the Patriots, and but he pulled it off, and that's one victory for Bill Belichick versus Tom Brady. To see who's better, who could do better, Brady or Belichick. But and then we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team. I'm sorry, you don't know. A lot of people are going to say the Washington Redskins, but now it's going to be called Washington Football Team. What I'm hearing that they might just keep the name. I hope to God they don't, because I don't. They should be paying Washington Football Team. But they pull it off. The first victory for Ron Rivera. I mean, Ron Rivera was diagnosed with cancer, and the Washington football team got the victory for Ron Rivera for his first game, and then but the Eagles, they had a lot of injuries, but Carson Wentz, he's still, if he could stay healthy, they could do you know better things. But and then we had the Jets versus the Bills. Um, the Bills was 27 and the Jets were 17. The Bill, and then we had Packers versus the Vikings. The Packers, they handily beat the Vikings 43-34. You know, and that was probably to see who's gonna win this division. But hopefully the Bears get better. I hope it's gonna be the Packers and the Bears to determine who's gonna win the division. Um, then we had the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, not no longer Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. They played the Carolina Panthers, a new era of the Matt Rule era, and the Teddy Bridgewater. Um, the Raiders pull his victory 34-30 against the Panthers. And then we had Seattle Seahawks. They played the Falcons. The Seahawks were 30. It was 38-25. Then it was the Chargers versus the Bengals. The new era of this, bringing the rookie Burrows and with the Bengals. But the Chargers pulled off this victory. We thought, I picked them to win this game. They hit 16-13. It was very close. And then we had the game that everybody's the that new era of Tom Brady in Tampa Bay um, versus the New Orleans Saints. Man, and it was like a nightmare for Tom Brady. I know he had two picks, um, interceptions. It was um, and the score was 23 to 34. And the Buccaneers lost their first game, and everybody, picked them to be a very good team, that they were gonna go to the Super Bowl and dominate it. But it just it might look good on paper, but they still have to produce and show it on the field. But it's one victory for Bill Belichick, zero for Tom Brady. So he has to do better. But and then we had the Cardinals versus the 49ers. I don't know, that game was going to be postponed because of the fires in California. Um, the Cardinals pull off this victory 24-20. I know that I heard that Kittles got injured in it. I hope he gets better, but Kittles and that stuff. But yeah, then we go to the Monday Night Football games. We had the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Giants. The Steelers pull off the win, 26-16 against the G-Men. Man, it was an awful game, man. But Big Ben and Juju, man, they got the victory, the W for them. And the second doubleheader was the Tennessee Titans versus Denver Broncos. This was one, I don't know if it was awful game, but or it was all the defensive, but the kicking game was goddamn awful, man. They could not, they couldn't score no touchdowns. So and keep the kickers kept missing the field goals. This was like a nightmare for them. But Tennessee pulled it off, um, 16-14. Denver. Was it we thought they were gonna be with Vic Fangio that the defense was a great, but they had a lot of injuries with Von Miller, I think it was his name. Um, the game would have been differently if he played, but since we lost, the Denver lost him. I think he's out for the season. Um, but yeah, so that's in week one in at this one crazy NFL season we have. We got a lot more. So we want to see what's gonna happen in week two, man. But yeah, this is King Pookie. Um, if you like my video, subscribe to the channel. Give me a huge thumbs up, and that will notify you every time I have a new video. So if you're any Bears fan or NFL fan, subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you about the latest NFL news I bring to you. So this is King Pookie, and I'll see you in week two. And so, and Chicago Bears fans, bear down.